I typically wouldn't just have a big chunk of clay like this and just, I would wedge up balls of clay.
Do you weigh your stuff out?
Only if I'm making a specific form that I need to, and I would weigh, yes. But for this, I was just showing different throwing techniques, so I just kind of took it from this. Yeah, I mean, I do like to weigh for certain things for sure. Especially if I want to repeat it.
So when you fire the pin, are you firing oxidation or?
Reduction. And so now I'm going to just open up with a flat bottom. And then I always like to compress. I go from 3 to the center and compress 3 to 9. I think of this as the face of a clock, so 3, 12. And so just compressing. And I'm stuck on the number 3. I think 3 is a good number. So I always say just do it in things of 3s. I do have little tools that I use occasionally, and I just brought mine. So like this is just something handmade, this little flat piece, thin. So if I want to just kind of go back and press, I'll cup in. So I sit back. I forgot to do that just now, but if I see it going out at all, I'll cup it in just a little bit to know that I'm aiming in. And then as I pull, I'm pulling toward my nose. So I'll always say that I'm looking over the piece and pulling toward my nose, but I may be looking over here, but I want to be sure I don't pull this way. I want to take my right hand, my dominant hand, and aim it in, even though I'm looking to the side. So I'll undercut, reset the rim, and for me, I call this the H method because it looks like an H, so it's a way to remember. If you knock that rim off, you can just do this, and you have this, the H, kind of puts it back on center.
It's nice we have a number of teachers in this room too, so.
Yeah, so again, so now I'm just using my knuckles and for the first pull, and I'm aiming toward the center even though I'm looking over to the side. Reset the rim, undercut. You know the wood one that looks like this?
Right, not you.
Oh, right here, right. I need all of you. Look for this one. You look for the needle tool. Find them. So this, I'm getting a little twist here, but the outside tool is just helping support the wall. And then again, I just wanted to show you the slip. So this is just in a bowl, the slip going in this direction, and then I'll just do something here so you can see the slip go on vertical. And different tools, like if I use this curve one or this metal one, will give me a different effect. Again, I have to kind of see what I like. So there's been times where I'll take a colored slip, and let's say I band it right here, just the color, just plain, not with texture. And then I take the white slip and start at the top and let it just drip over the colored slip. Just didn't bring any colored slip.
Do you also glaze these pieces, or is the slip functioning as a glaze as well?
I do glaze them, but just in a celadon, so not to, because, I mean, if it was just like this, you could do any kind of celadon, like a tamapu or amber or anything like that, but if it had the colored slips on it, then I would just do the clear.
Can you put that slip on when it's leather hard?
Yeah, so that's a good question. You can put it on leather hard, but you want to be careful that it's not too thick. And then the other thing I do, so for example on a bowl, because I like the bowl to have the slip on the other side as well, so I'll go ahead and trim it as I would, and then just dampen it a little bit with a wet sponge, and then add the slip on the outside, just not as thick, so that it's on both in and out, versus just on the inside.
On the salt soda pieces, are those glazed as well, or is the outside of the clay creating, like in the occasion?
Oh, those are unglazed.
Those are unglazed.
Those are unglazed, yeah. No, but yeah, just the black slip. Do you all have an atmospheric kiln here?
We have reduction kilns, gas reduction kilns, and we have a wood ash kiln.
You do have a wood, yeah. Do you fire that very often?
We're still kind of working it out, and